Right, for this video we're going to find fractions of numbers. So let's start with a fairly simple one. We'll start with finding 1/5 of 75. Now a fifth means that we've divided our whole amount, which is 75, into 5 equal pieces. We know that because there's a 5 as our denominator. So I'm going to draw those 5 equal pieces first. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal pieces, and they have come from our whole 75. Now each section that I've drawn, here, 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 here and here, is worth 1/5 of the total. But to work out what that's worth as a number, we need to divide 75 by 5. We need to split 75 into 5 pieces. If I'm not sure of it off the top of my head, I can use my bus stop method. 75 divided by 5. 5's into 7 goes once, there's 2 to carry over. 5's into 25 is 5, which gives me 15, and I can now put my 15 into each of my fifths, which allows me to check my answer as well, because I should know, I should be able to tell that 15 add 15 add 15 add 15 add 15, 5 15s will make 75. So then the final thing I'll need to do is at the top is to write 1/5 of 75 is the same as having 15. To find the fraction of any other number, you do exactly the same. You just look at the denominator and divide the whole amount by whatever the denominator is. So to find a third, you divide by 3, to find an eighth, you divide by 8, to find a seventh, you divide by 7th, and so on. And every time you do that, the number of squares or spaces on the bottom of your bar model needs to be the same as the denominator. So in this case, we had fifths, so there were 5 sections on the bottom of the bar. Again, if it was sevenths, you'd draw 7 sections on the bottom, thirds, you'd draw 3 sections, and so on. For the next example, we use pretty much the same method. Again, we look at the denominator. In this case, we've got 4 on the bottom, we're finding quarters. But if you notice on this one, we've got 3 quarters instead of a 1 on the top. But we do exactly the same. We divide our 48 into 4 pieces because the denominator is 4. So we draw 4 sections on the bottom. And our whole number that we've got on the top is 48. So we divide 48 by 4, which gives us 12. And again, 12 goes into each box underneath. So we can see that 4 12s would make 48. 48 divided by 4 equals 12. So a quarter of 48 is 12, but we're not interested in a quarter this time. We're after 3 quarters. So I put my line underneath 3 of the quarters. So I've got 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarters. So now we should be able to see that 3 quarters of 48 is 12. Add 12, add another 12, or 3 12s. So 12 times by 3, or you could do 12 add 3, 12 add 12 add 12, sorry. 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3, gives us the answer 36. 3 quarters to 48 is 36. And again, just like last time, if you find any other fraction, so for example 2/5, you would divide the total amount by 5 and then put a line underneath 2 of them, because the 2 would be the numerator. For this final example, you might notice that the calculation's a little bit different. Here we've got 1/3 of a missing number is 7, so instead of finding the fraction of a number, we've already got what you might see as the answer. We know that 1/3 is 7, but we don't know what the number we started with is, and that's what we've got to work out here. But in many ways, this is easier than the other calculations, even though it looks a little bit trickier. So again, because we've got a 3 on the bottom of our fraction, we just draw 3 equal sized boxes. So 1, 2, 3, and then we don't know the number that's on the top. So draw our box on the top, which is going to be our missing number. But we do know that 1/3 of this number, which is the same as this here, 1/3 of this number is 7. So we can put a 7 in each box, because this third is 7, as is this one, as is this one, because they're all equal pieces. So you should be able to see now that 7 add 7 add 7 would make 21. So our answer is 1/3 of 21 is 7, and we can check that by finding a third of 21, and to find a third of 21 we divide 21 by 3. How many 3s are in 21? We should know our times tables. The answer is 7. So 1/3 of 21 is 7. 1/3 of our missing number then, and our missing number was 21. Right, this is the final one, and this is going to be an extension of the last problem that we did. So this time we're going to find 3/4 of something, and we do not know what that something is, but we know that 3/4 of it is 12. So just like before, because we've got 4 as our denominator, we draw 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. We don't know what the amount is, and this time, because we know that 3/4 of this number at the top is 12, we now need to put our line underneath 3/4. We know that 3/4 is 12. So if we look at our 3/4 here, we know 3/4 is the same as 12. So we now have to split our 12 3 ways. 12 divided by 3 gives us 4. So the final section must also be 4. So 4 add 4 add 4 add 4, or 4 4s is 16. So 3/4 of 16 is 12. We can check that by finding 1/4 of 16. Quarter of 16 is 4, which we can see in our diagram here. And so 3/4 is 3 4s, which is 12. So hopefully you've seen the 4 different ways of working out fractions of numbers. Sometimes you just have to find a fraction of a number. Sometimes you're given a fraction of a number and you've got to work out what the missing number was. For every single one of these, you draw a very, very similar bar model, starting off with drawing at the bottom the same number of boxes as you've got in your denominator. Hope this has helped. Thank you.